Hi everyone, Bernard here with the latest Citizen vlog, and we're delving in the world obviously of got not got got not got the lost world of Manchester City. So we're delving back into this book from Derek Hammond and Gary Silke, who obviously put this great book together, and it is still available I think on various things on the internet if you want to buy that, and if you any of what I look at today sort of appeals to you as we're looking through some of the items in there. Anyway, please, if you're new to the channel, please push the subscribe button. That'll be fantastic. Push the bell notification so you know when these little vlogs and city specials are coming out, quizzes and lots of things, and city history, city vlogs, everything on here. So please tell your friends about it. It's great. I mean, I've got a very gradual climbing subscriber list, but the more the merrier. So please tell your friends all about it. So I'm going to look at four things today. We're looking at Coffer badges, we're looking at scrapbooks, which obviously, if you follow my history vlogs, you know I've got a little interest in that. Looking at Panini, and we're looking at the bedroom shrine, of course, the old bedroom shrine. It's nothing like a good, it's great doing it for your kids as well, isn't it? I mean, no one did it for me, but obviously as you're a kid you get your shrine, but it's great when your dad gets involved and helps you out with stuff, or your big brother or whoever it is that's involved with you. Anyway, so let's have a look. Coffer badges, yeah, coffer badges. Let's tell you a little bit about coffer badges. In the days when no item of bling was complete without a little football badge or a cocky slogan, Northampton and London-based Coffer Sports were the jewellers to the nation of kids. They had a wonderful range of pendants, identity bracelets. So you remember those bracelets Manchester City on? I used to have one of those. They had a wonderful range of pendants, identity bracelet, rings, sew-on patches, lapel badges and key rings, all tastefully crowned with enamel club badges. Metal club badges are probably the biggest selling line, Arthur Coffer explained to the Football League Review in 1973. Well, we've had a look at the Football League Review, haven't we, in the past? For many fans, the collecting of these lapel badges has developed into almost a cult, but rosettes are not so far behind. So rosettes, were still interested. We covered rosettes, didn't we? In another part of this, we had a look back. We make more than 500,000 of them a year in all sizes and all colours, and I cannot see them losing their appeal, even though there are signs that the soccer souvenir market is slowly changing. Sure, slowly changing, surely not. I mean, we've still got the guy who goes around Mary D's with his thing of city badges, doesn't he? Yeah, I mean, so the coffee bar. I mean, obviously there's a few on here. Which one appeals to me particularly is this one here with the stockings and suspenders. Man City turned me on, but obviously I like the ones with the little comments on rather than just the basic obviously things. Mighty Man City with a fist there, with a Mighty Man City. Man City pick of the pack. So yeah, Man City pick of the pack. So you come up with these weird things, didn't they? But they were really great, and obviously the badges now are usually just the images, aren't they, and stuff like that. So they're quite boring in a way. I'm sure I had a few of those badges. I'm sure you had a few of those badges as well. But yeah, that was Coffer who started all. Was sort of well known for that sort of thing, and did quite good business by the sound of it. Then we go on now to the scrapper. The scrapper, in other words, the scrapbook maker. Yeah, in the 6 million year interval between man first walking upright and the invention of the 24-hour kids TV channel, the PlayStation, the Xbox, the Wii and the DS, kids were faced with a bit of a challenge: how to fill all those long boring hours before it was time to blow their candles out. It was merely hundreds of years ago when the penny finally dropped and pastimes such as needlepoint, pressing wildflowers, making your own scrapbook at last began to gain popularity. Most young football fans had a go at assembling scraps devoted to their football team, but few persisted for very long. The first page of every scrapbook is filled, the last page hardly ever. After a few weeks cutting your club's match reports out of the paper, it begins to become a chore. Perhaps it does a little bit, enabling you to later track the ever-decreasing degree of care with which they were glued into the coarse pages. And then there was the final time you jumped the gun and Dad found a comedy hole in the back of his Sunday Express before he'd finished with it. Yeah, lethal. And that's where most kids' interest in scrapbooks tends to end, when you get a big telling off from your parents. We're pleased to say that Kevin Cummins, apparently, obviously a guy I follow on Twitter and does a lot. He's obviously the photographer did obviously some amazing photography for City over the years and many other things. Obviously Kevin Cummins, but he has a great collection of scrapbooks, etc., which is fantastic. Yeah, so I mean, obviously this shows a little bit of a little scrapbook and stuff, and we had it obviously from time. Yeah, I mean, I didn't particularly do scrapbooks when I was younger, but as you know, I mean, I had a phase from 1990 to 1995 where I literally tried to do every season. So I don't know why. I mean, I opened my shop in '97. So yeah, I mean, it was time really. It's time. And so I did manage to get 5 seasons. And obviously, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see these things. And obviously, it's all new stuff inside, all the things and matches from programs. I used to buy a couple of programs so I could cut one up and keep the other one, you know. So yeah, as you know, I'm an avid, but obviously I did it like from 1990 1995, so I got loads of stuff from that era, not just the programs, but obviously scrapbooks, obviously. And what I used to use was the magazine. I used to buy the Sunday Times. It's very posh, me, very posh. So this Sunday Times magazine was big. It was a big magazine, so you could actually use it to put the so obviously there's some articles still from the Sunday Times. But obviously it was a massive thing, so I just used to use that as the you know, I didn't buy a scrap. I buy it when you've got the Sunday Times magazine that you've read, and or sort of read anyway, and you can use it as a scrapbook. Absolutely fantastic. So there you go. So yeah, if you watch my history vlogs and follow Twitter, you'll be familiar with my scrapbooks. But as I say, I tend to be more later in life. I didn't really do them when I was younger. So yeah, if you've got scrapbooks, it'd be great to see them. It'd be great to you know, put your images on the internet. You know, dig them up, get them out of the loft, or get out whatever they are. And these on this day things where city, you can do your own, and you know, post it on Twitter. You know, it doesn't take long if you get your scrapbooks together and just have a look at the dates. I mean, it's literally a few minutes, you know, and you share all that with other people. It'd be absolutely fantastic. Obviously, it's something I'd look into in the future. Obviously, you're getting people's information, you know, from any of my subscribers, and put together little things in the future. You know, I've got a bit more time, and I'm not working 2 jobs as well. Then you know, I'd love to do things like that. And if you're any interest in it, or if you anything you know you want to share, please do so. Fantastic. Next thing, obviously we've got Panini, haven't we? We talked about the A and B, and we talked about the sticker revolution, but obviously Panini sort of changed it, didn't he? Panini's first set of, this is taken from the book Got Not Got. Panini's first set of domestic league cards came out under the top seller's name in 1972, as long back as that, but it wasn't until later in the 70s that it hit their stride, producing uniform trusted sticker sets which were actually sticky. Yeah, I mean, some of the earlier sticker sets you used to have to put your own glue on, believe it or not, which not like you used to peel them off and do that sort of thing now. The Panini revolution stood for reliability, professionalism, mass popularity, and the return to hundreds of near identical headshots, albeit with little flags and team crests. The stickers themselves were beautifully designed, clear head and shoulder shots with a club badge and a St George's or St Andrews flag, because yes, the Scots had been included. Clydebank's Billy McCall got to have his own sticker, and the English second division was also covered with a team group and badge for each previously ignored team. Yeah, so they used to do that. They used to cover obviously the lower division teams. That's sort of images from the Panini thing. And we had the badges, the Nels badges. There was a heartbeat jump when you ripped open your packet, saw a gold foil city badge nestling among the half-dozen stickers. I mean, I just used to get the same of everything. It was just so annoying, and you used to be able to swap them obviously in the schoolyard or whatever. But obviously the late 70s, I sort of got out of it then, but I sort of missed that little bit of it, and obviously, but I had a little bit with my lad when he was growing up in the 90s, obviously doing stuff like that in the late 80s and 90s. The Panini Football 1991 sticker album proudly bore the crest of the Football League and the PFA together, with that of the Scottish League and the Pro Body counterparts. What Panini didn't know was that Merlin, aka Good Old Tops, used to be Tops cards obviously, if you read the small print, were waiting in the wings to scupper the comfy status quo with a deal already tied up with the brand new Premier League. So Panini knows how to joint. In 1992, Panini's remaining PFA licence allowed them only to produce stickers of the players rather than any club details. How sad it was to see official stats replaced by weedy captains' comments, and it got worse when kits were no longer able to be shown and players trotted out in the standard white PFA boiler suits. Do you remember that? I mean, I say I don't remember that myself. Or else players' kit recoloured in leery greens, reds and oranges in the utterly emasculated super players from the top teams of '96. While Panini responded by skipping down the leagues for material, Merlin's Premier League 1994 debut featured Premier League badges, team groups, full info and players in kits bright and beautiful. There was even a page for Sky TV TV cards. So I'm sure we'll probably touch upon the new revolution and Panini's enemies there. Obviously Merlin, who obviously took over the mantle, didn't he, for stickers. Yeah, so say I did come late to that. I've done a couple of bit of stickering with like Star Wars stuff and things over the years, but yeah, it's does it still have appeal with the kids? I think it probably does. And that takes us on to the last thing we're going to look at, the bedroom shrine. Of course, I mean, when I was a young man, I used to share a bedroom. I had two brothers. So there's three of us. Richard, my middle brother, I was the baby. I was the baby of the family anyway. But Alan was the elder brother. He was a big United fan. Believe it or not, if you've listened to any of my vlogs, you know that. Richard had no interest in football whatsoever. So literally, Alan used to have United things on his side of the bedroom, and I used to, you know, you can tell by my stuff here, used to have my nice share of City things on mine. All better than mine, was always better presented and better laid out than Alan's, obviously. But yeah, I mean, I had my own little bedroom shrine, and perhaps as I got a little bit older, a few ladies, you know, actresses appeared, or Susie Quattro might have appeared up there, and Blondie may have appeared, Deborah Harry, you know, as I got to 15, 16, something like that. But yeah, still dominated by obviously City footballers and City colours, not particularly anything England. Always had to be City, unless you're in an England kit, of course. But the bedroom shrine, you can rebuild it, you know. The bedroom shrine of your youth, when you loved them all, every dodgy old full back on, what's it? Just read that for you. Full back on whom the adults would pour scorn and derision. I mean, it's sort of, obviously you've got all your old images of all I would have had from 1966 on my wall. So just reading from this, from the title. From a time when you want to see their energies, last thing at night, the first thing in the morning, arranged in team group ranks, watching over you while you slept. The thrill of opening goal or shoot. Yeah, I used to subscribe to both those magazines. And seeing a real actual City star featured on a colour poster, or even better, a team photo. Yes, I mean, I used to cut up my match programmes. That's why I've got a lot of programmes from the 60s and 70s that I've had to rebuy, because I did go to the games, but I used to cut them up. So it was quite hard. And if you check on eBay now, there's a lot of old stuff, a lot of old images and stuff you can buy just through eBay. You can buy obviously match programs, but you can buy artwork and posters, etc. in fairly good condition. So if you wanted to redo all that and relive your youth, I'm sure your wife or your girlfriend, whoever it is, or boyfriend or whatever, will totally understand. But yeah, I used to have a little bit of a bedroom shrine. As I said, I did wake up perhaps later in life to looking at Susie Quattro or Debbie Harry rather than Tony Buck or Colin Bell. But there you go. That's how it is, isn't it? That's how it is for us guys. Yeah, the bedroom shrine. I'm sure you got. I say mine's an office shrine now, isn't it? I did remember putting a City picture up in the bedroom very briefly. I think a few years back when we won something. But obviously my good lady was. It soon disappeared. She wasn't overly impressed, you know. It's just for nice little pictures in the bedroom. It's not for that. So with my office, I can do what I want, obviously. So I have a little bit of leeway, you know. You know, us guys, you know. So if you have a man cave or a shed or anything like that, I'm sure you've got plenty of City memorabilia up there. Absolutely fantastic. That was great, that, anyway, to look back at that. And let me know in the comments if you remember any of these things, the badges, the scrap, if you did your own scrapbooks or got your own scrapbooks. As I say, please share them, put them on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, get them shared, you know. Just I don't want to say it takes some, a couple of minutes to take photographs of a day, say a day in history, and then it takes another minute or two to share it on Twitter. Absolutely nothing. It's great. We all want to see it. Absolutely fantastic. Well, I want to see it anyway, and I'm sure other people want to see it as well. Yeah, the Panini stickers, and of course the bedroom shrine. So thanks for joining me today for this little not got the Lost World of Manchester City. I'll be back again with something else quite soon. Derek Hammond and Gary Silke, thank you very much for supplying the ammunition for these little pieces. Please follow me on Twitter for everything about City, and if you're into movies or TV dramas, I do vlogs on those as well. So please follow me on Twitter at nostalgia_movie or at Charles Deneen, Deneen spelled DINNWN, and I'm on Facebook at Bird Deneen with links to moviegamenostalgia.com, my little website for old and rare DVDs, movie posters from the 90s and 2000s, and old rare board games as well. So if you can find time to have a look on there, if you're looking for a poster for a gift or anything like that from the 90s and 2000s, all the great actors and films from that time, please, if you can spare a couple of minutes to have a look around the site, love it. I'll give you a thumbs up. I'll give you a thumbs up, so much appreciated. Anyway, thanks for watching today. I'll be back with something else. Join me again very, very soon. What are we going to do the rest of the day? A great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family. Let's all look after each other. And this is Bernard saying goodbye. Hopefully I'll see you all again very soon. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.